Good afternoon, everyone. This is PreMarket Prep at the close. I'm Spencer Israel. That's Joel Elconin. Joel, relatively quiet session today. I mean, there are always things that are moving, but the S&Ps are kind of flat. The Nasdaq is up. The Qs are up, I guess, 2/3, almost 3/4%. But I mean, the Russell's down a smidge. It's not a super eventful day. Again, same thing as we said this morning from an index standpoint. Not a lot going on. There's movers out there, but from the index standpoint, it's pretty quiet out there.
Spencer, you woke me up. What's going on?
Sorry.
It's a snoozer.
Yeah.
It's a snoozer. It's a holiday market here. Actually, the high was made just off the open. I mentioned that closing price at 36.32.75. I mentioned that early, and we didn't even see that. We had a little bit of a decline, but it was only 15 points down to 36.15 a quarter. I'd say one of the quietest sessions we've had in quite some time, and one of the quietest intraday sessions we've had in some time. But that's kind of typical for some holiday trading here. The important thing is that we're maintaining those gains from Monday and Tuesday, and poised to take a shot at 36.68 perhaps on Friday or next week. Crude market's not quiet though. Crude's up 76 cents, did cross into the 46 handle, but now only up 76 cents at 45.67. Nice range in gold, but couldn't hold the gains, only up 40 cents at 18.11.30. Silver, that's up 6.5 cents at 23.47.5. And I guess if you're looking at some volatility today, it might be in Bitcoin. We've lost that 19,000 handle. We actually got a potential double top. I know you Bitcoin miners don't want to hear that, but two highs in the same area. Just in the 19, where's that at? 19,515, 19,605. So we'll see what happens when Bitcoin, you can trade that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But peeling back, can't get through that 20K level as of yet.
Yeah. All right. So pretty uneventful day. The one news item that came through that was really interesting from an individual stock standpoint, you've all seen it by now, I'm sure, is this Salesforce.com report, first reported from Dow Jones, and then CNBC followed up with their own report that said Salesforce could buy Slack as soon as next week. If you've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and we know, people like Josh Brown, who got tired of waiting. I got tired of waiting. I was in this thing.
Yep.
I got sick of waiting. If you've been waiting, well, congratulations. Sometimes you get lucky. It's better to be lucky than good sometimes, and that's what happened today. Work blasting off. This is what they need, right? We've talked about this a dozen times on our show. At least I have. Slack competes with Microsoft Teams. If they just decide to squash Slack, they can do it. Slack is small potatoes next to Microsoft. So having a backer, and a bank like Salesforce in your back pocket is great for them. And so it's up 35% today on that headline.
That's huge news.
There's no price.
Yeah. That's well, number one, it's very interesting that there's no price. Number two, I mean, technically here, KISS 40, and I remember that back in June. That was right before the earnings report got slammed off the earnings report. Came all the way back, and here you're back at the $40 area. All-time high is 42. These things are tricky, and what I mean by tricky is the market factored in the premium? Are they okay? Right now, the market saying that they're going to pay $40, and I don't know. I mean, is there going to be another bidder? That's one thing you want to keep into consideration.
And Daniel Wu says, "What if no deal?" That's the other side of this coin.
That's the other. Yep. I don't know if they're willing to do that or not. So that's another thing. I mean, one thing though, if you're buying it and you're chasing it, and let's say you buy it at 38 today, and you think, oh, they're going to get taken out at 45. The one thing that even if the deal gets turned down, the fact that they were kicking the tires is a positive thing.
Right.
So with these kind of things, I'm not one. If I see this kind of news, I'm not one going out and lift. If I'm long the stock, that's great in the portfolio. I stick with it. But if I'm going out and buying it at 39, 95 today, or this call $40, man, I want to hear something soon. I mean, I want to hear something. I doubt if you'll hear it tomorrow. But with these deals, if there's smoke, there's fire, the deals are done. So if you're buying it, on that speculation, then you want to hear something soon. If not, if the deal it falls apart, will it go back to 30? No, I don't think so because someone's been kicking the tires. But 40's been resistance. If you scooped it up today at 35, 36, 37, you got a nice payday here. You just want to see, if you want to ride it out and see what happens. But it's an interesting move here on a holiday pre-holiday trading. That's the biggest news of the day for sure.
All-time high for whatever it's worth is $40.07.
I got 42.
You got 42? Oh, excuse me. Oh, wait, was that from the IPO? Could have been.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
See?
Yep.
That's why.
Yep. So right there.
You're right, 42. That was the IPO day. Damn. Oh man, these IPO day levels, sometimes they can hold for a long time.
I mean, there's a lot of factors here. I mean, what if you're long the weekly options here? What are you gonna do? You gonna bite your nails over Thanksgiving dinner and think about it? I don't know. A lot of different things here, but I mean, two bona fide sources are coming out on this. So, I'm not going to poo-poo it and say, hey, this deal is not going to go through. I'm just saying when when you're chasing, if you're buying, you're lifting an offer right now, then you obviously think that there's going to be a higher premium. I mean, this stock is already trading at a huge valuation. So how much is Salesforce gonna pay up for this? The street is not applauding this move by Salesforce. I mean, you see this a lot. But this stock's had a hell of a run, and I kind of applaud companies when, they build up, they make they're using their stock to make an acquisition that could, think they can help them in the future. Remember when they were kicking the tires on Twitter a long time ago?
Yeah, it was Disney was kicking the tires and kicking the tires and yeah. There was a few potential bidders for Twitter.
Yep. I mean, if this is your style of trading, to go into things like trade things like this, then by all means go at it. But we'll see. Salesforce getting hit kind of in the middle of no man's land here. This 247 area. I see some lows below it, but that's really on the monthly chart, your lower right chart here. You're looking like you're breaking down a little bit on the monthlies, but such a strong stock is such a strong uptrend. It's on support. And if they throw the deal out the window, then this thing could, get back to $14 it lost today.
Yeah. And a good point here from Go for the W. Asana, which is a very similar type of company, work productivity software, having a good day, up 12%, almost 13% now. So a good day for ASAN. I want to talk about Fisker here, FSR. We have not talked about analyst ratings in, I don't know, a week, maybe more on our show. There just haven't been any that are of note, but there was one that seems like it's of note this morning. Citigroup initiating coverage on Fisker FSR with a buy rating, giving it a $26 price target. In Benzinga Pro, that's only the second sell-side firm to come out with coverage. I mean, again, this stock's been public for like a month, maybe. So Cowen came out on the 9th, and we had Citigroup come out this morning with a buy rating, and Fisker's having a great day.
Yeah, I thought that what excellent point that when did we have Josh on? Was that on Friday? Josh Brown?
Yep.
I thought, an excellent point that he made about the SPACs, and well, not so much about the SPACs, but the companies that do either the SPAC or the direct listing.
It was a great.
They don't have the support of Wall Street.
Yeah, great.
Right. Yep, to support the stock, to help their customers out. So I think ratings, when you start seeing ratings on these companies, I think they hold a little bit more substance than, you know, than if they did, if the underwriter, okay, I got to support the stock. We support the stock with a bid, things like this. But I mean, to me, and obviously the street is running with that rating. But it's interesting to me. There's only really one number I can give you, and that's the all-time high in this at 2160. Not quite there yet, but certainly working its way up. But interesting to see that.
Yeah. And again, it just goes to undershow that the impact that analyst ratings can have as a catalyst, but also again, because what is the point of these ratings in the first place? The point is for them to sell this research to firms and to get more business, but also to say, hey, look, we know what we're talking about. Use this, give this to your clients, and pass this research on for your clients, and then do what we say to do with the stock, whether it's buy or sell or whatever. So interesting that Fisker got that love today. Definitely seeing that as the catalyst for the run. Okay. I want to go to the chat. Joel,
Sure.
speaking of Twitter, have you looked at the chart recently? Because I glanced at it here and there.
Yeah, I did. And it's interesting. And I looked at this one over the weekend and I'm thinking, why not fill the gap? Right? I mean, that's a big old gap. And what is important about today and also earlier in the week is that you took out the high from the day of the gap down of earnings. So are we going to go right back up to 50? I mean, this had a lot of fluff in it before the earnings because who had good earnings ahead of it? Snap and a couple other people. So it was just getting really goosed, and then they didn't like the report. A couple things with, I mean, yeah, I mean, if you look at this for a gap play, I mean, I can't argue with that. Back in that area, with is Biden going to use Twitter as much as Trump? I mean, that's to me is the fundamental question, and I am unable to answer with that, and whether or not you like Jack Dorsey's beard. I mean, I think those are the
I don't
two.
think anybody is there anybody out there that likes Jack Dorsey's beard? Maybe there is. I don't know. But
I don't know. Was that James Harden or was that Jack Dorsey that we had on the show yesterday?
Neither, unfortunately for us.
It was Jeremy Newsom. Don't say that. No, it's in the gap area. I like it. I mean, it's going to go right back up to 50 and change and fill the gap. I don't know, but if you're a gap trader, that's the way you're looking at it. A lot of people stuck though. A lot of people got stuck over $48. So unless there's some super good news on this, it's going to be a long and winding road up there to fill the gap in Twitter.
Yeah. All right. Drop in your tickers and we'll take a look at them for the next 7 or so minutes. Overall, it was definitely a buy the dip kind of day in the same exact stocks that sold off yesterday. Those high flyers.
Yep.
Yeah, all of them, Jumaya and Fuel Cell. So it just goes to show buy the dip works until it doesn't, but it's working here again today. So go figure.
And are you correct to saying about me giving thumbs up to Jemaya? I mean, it was you guys that were bringing the stock up for me to take a look at. It wasn't. Yeah, it was. Are you correct? You guys are looking at it, and I'm just trying to give unbiased opinions and on what the chart looks. And this is also one that I won't say I have an unbiased opinion, but we have Gene Munster on the show. He talks about this stock, and when Gene Munster talks about a stock, then I pay attention to it. I wish I would have followed him like I did in LTHM, but you can't win them all. But nice looking chart for it. JMIA. Technically, I don't know what to tell you. Just wait. Just go up, make a new all-time high. The longer it takes to get to that all-time high, or let's even use 48 as a target. But boy, oh boy, big range day in that. Wow, it traded down to 30 and it's back up at 40 or 38. Wow. I don't know. Nice rebound in it. One hell of a move. Double. I hope Triple D held on to his last little shares.
I don't know. What about Logitech, LOGI? I don't check this one out too frequently. I know they had earnings.
This is an ADR, right? So we're kind of getting secondhand information here.
Is it?
So yeah, it is. It is.
Okay. I guess I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Wow, I never. Okay, so that means it's just primarily traded in
Yeah. So you're getting
Europe.
after the. I mean, is he going to go fill the gap? Just under 95. I mean, there's nothing in there. I mean, if you're shorting this thing, waiting for it to come back down, I mean, I just don't know where your out is just based on the daily chart. So, nice strong day in it, working its way back up. I guess we could, if we wanted to get a little technical here, and I don't think we have reached that level yet, but my limited bag of tricks here. You had that move from 95 and change down to 75. So important to hold this 86 area, hold in there for a couple days, maybe zigzag, and then, go back up and test 90. But important for it, taking back half of the move, little consolidation here. I don't see this thing blasting off to 90 on Friday.
Humana is one that does not get brought up in our chat very often. This one is sleepy.
Sleepy, the Spencer Sleepy chart. I got to take a look at this one. Yeah, double bottom, kind of a crazy candle day. Oops, that's not what you guys wanted to see. I mean, double bottom. I don't know. I mean, you've had a hard fall. This was the vaccine Monday, right?
Right.
And then, man, stocks have had some different patterns off that, haven't they? I mean, this one. You had the vaccine Monday, the big pop. It has yet to recover. Then you take a stock like GE, who had the vaccine Monday, consolidated. I know some analysts have been hopping up on this one, but man, tough call in Humana. I'm going to go with the triple D pass on this one.
Okay, that's always allowed. Okay, a few people are asking about KCIC. This is a SPAC. I know the vote was today. I guess they voted to make the acquisition because they're looking at buying Quantum Leap and
KCIC?
sorry, QuantumScape. What I say? KCIC. QuantumScape is.
I'm not getting anything with that unless I'm typing in wrong. I'm not getting anything.
That's because I have dyslexia and that's not the ticker. It's KCAC. Jeez. Okay, KCAC, that would make more sense. Acquisition Corp. They voted. They voted today to. It looks like to go through with the QuantumScape merger. So that's going to happen.
You know what? Can I be honest here on these SPACs?
Yes, we love honesty.
I have no idea. I really don't know. I mean, they've had some tremendous runs. Some have went up, some have went down. I mean, just show me some earnings on stuff. I just, I know if you're a technical momentum trader and you have a way to, to gauge these and mitigate the risk, then go ahead, get down and dirty. But it's a whole new thing. I mean, they've been around since 2003. There's been over 100 this year. If you have I would just say if there's anything we've talked about, I know Mitch, if you want to chime in here, I only know you only have a minute. You understand them a little bit better. I think Dennis trades them pure. He likes Ackman, so he bought the Ackman thing. So if you have an inside edge, to doing these, then go ahead, go for it. But I really,
I'll say, here's what
full disclosure, I just don't know what I'm talking about on these things.
And here's what I'll say on the SPACs, right? Some of these are going to end up being really, really, really big. Some of these are going to be huge companies. Most of them probably won't, right? That's just the nature of the.
I think so.
The beast.
Yeah.
Right? Like some of these companies are going to end up being the next FANG stocks, probably. That's not, maybe not to that level, but like close enough. Like these are some. We're going to have some huge companies that come to the market via a SPAC. Most of them will not get there. So if you think that you're confident enough to pick the winner, then go for it.
Mitch, you want to hop in with something on that?
Yeah, what I would say about SPACs is that there's always patterns to these. I've started noticing them. We talk about them on the SPACs Attack show. We have Chris Ketchy on there. He has such a wealth of knowledge. I would definitely, if you're a SPAC fan, I would ask Chris all the questions you can. You can even reach out to him on Twitter. He definitely does a lot of the writing on these SPACs, so he knows all the research guys. So I would definitely ask Chris to be more of the expert in here. But I do notice a pattern. A lot of the times you're going to get an early pop, a kind of a fade away, and then a pop into the merger. And then as soon as the merger happens, you get kind of this fade out look. So what do you need to do with these is like, I always hear Joel talk about it. Know your levels. And if you know your levels with these, you can determine a risk management style that can at least limit your risk and give you a good upside potential. That's what I would say.
It's a great point. Call me again in 6 months when all these SPACs have their lockup expirations, right? Like Nikola has their lockup next week, right? And the merger was 6 months ago, right? These things take time. So call me again 6 months from now when we get these expirations and the insiders are allowed to sell. Then we'll see the reactions and how the market digests that. But until then, it's kind of like just trade the trend, I guess, if that's your thing. All right, we closed there. We were past 4 o'clock, Joel. How do we do into that close?
We sold off. We're just in a red here, still trading. We'll be trading until 5 o'clock. The SPOOs will be trading until 1 p.m. Eastern. I'll take a little look at those perhaps during my Thanksgiving breakfast. But I mean, clear line in the sand. Your intraday high from today was 35.32. Your all-time closing high from yesterday was right there at 32.75. So that'd be a relevant level, kind of a tight range. Holiday trading. We're only trading until 1 o'clock on Friday. So everyone have a safe and happy Thanksgiving, and spend it with the people that are close to you, and don't do what Patrick Mahomes does. He puts ketchup on his turkey.
I promise not to do that.
Okay.
All right, everyone, have a good one. We'll be back with you on Friday. Exactly what Joel said. Have a good holiday, and we'll see you later.